Alright, MrSotko here, and welcome back to another Warcraft 3 replay cast. Today it's a 1 vs 1 on Twisted Meadows. It is a Warcraft 3 ArenaNet top replay between our red undead player, Edoboi, and down on the bottom, our blue orc player, Grubby. And this one came out a few days ago, but didn't get the chance to get on it. And I think I've casted Edoboi and Grubby before, so always a good combination.
Ready to work. Work complete. Work complete.
And we'll get it all sped up. It is a quite long replay indeed.
Ready to work.
And so we may actually speed it up from time to time
Ready to
if
work.
the action falls off a little bit. And it's going to be a Death Knight for Edoboi and a Farseer
Work complete.
for Grubby. So interesting choice there. And the Feral Spirits moving out. Check the sides, where the Farseer are going to check the northeast corner. And we'll see Edoboi in the top left corner. Death Knight may be going for the Overseer camp there. Interesting death coil on one of those creeps there, but of a waste, as it's just going to regenerate health over time and cost the Death Knight a little bit of mana. So interesting there. And Farseer will go after the No Brute camp on the far side of the map.
Work complete.
And we'll get about level 1.5. And quick Halls of the Dead for Edoboi. Beans on the way.
Work complete.
For Grubby, Stronghold on the way. And the War Mill already up, and spiked barricades to start. Very interesting strategy from Grubby so far, and I think he might be worried about a
We're under attack.
ghoul rush. And spiked barricades against ghouls equals a real bad day for the ghouls, and now the other small knoll camp for the Farseer. And as he is teching, not really building anything at all, doesn't have a barracks, so has to rely on his Farseer entirely at the moment. And no Overseer will fall shortly for the Death Knight here.
We're
And
under
we'll see what
attack.
drops. Claws of Attack +6, pretty nice. And we'll yoink
Work
that
complete.
and run off with that. No Warden will fall. And Farseer taking quite a bit of damage there, but really needs to take that damage, as need to get level 2,
Upgrade complete.
and the Feral Spirits there unable to handle too much damage themselves.
We're under attack.
Level 2 Farseer with Staff of Teleportation. And an interesting replay so far, with Grubby power teching and using a Farseer. Also, those spike barricades is a very interesting move, which I'm sure he's not very happy with now that he sees all these Crypt Fiends, as it doesn't do too much to them. And both players teching pretty quickly. However, Edoboi, of course, with the spiders at the start. We'll take a look at Grubby's base here. Double bestiaries and fortress on the way. Farseer
Work complete.
in a bit of trouble there, taking some damage from the spiders. Takes a long time to reach you, but a lot of damage when it does. And Staff of Teleportation will send this Farseer on home. And we'll make it back to the Voodoo Lounge. Clarity Potion and Shadow Hunter now out for Grubby. And a Lich on the way for Edoboi. And now Wind Rider is coming out here pretty quickly. And Wind Rider's against spiders. Choice, and Web is on the way, so Edoboi realizing that Grubby has no barracks, no grunts out, and so it has to be a bestiary start. And so just in case, he is going to be going Web. Gauntlets of Ogre Strength, 1 to Mana Stealing on the Death Knight.
attack!
The Hex Ghoul looks like he might be able to make it away, and nope, just as I said. Roll speed will get the Farseer out of there in a hurry. And Wind Rider's now out, but Web should be done any moment, already done. And the Wind Rider's not going to be too successful. We'll have to sort of use them as a harassing unit.
Complete.
And they will certainly be quite useful against creeps, and possibly flying around the backside of the base there and
We're
getting some
under
acolytes.
attack.
And we'll see if he's making more Wind Riders. Indeed, even after he sees the spiders. Very interesting choice. Ogre Magi camp going down here. Hexed on that Magi to prevent that bloodlust from going out to the units. And of course, the melee damage. And there we go, I said it again, I said melee. It's melee, but whatever. Independent of energy for the Farseer, always a good time. Rock Golem camp for Edoboi. And the Collective Attack +6 has been placed on the Lich. So it was a wise decision, and Rune Bracer is going to be very useful for the Death Knight. Reducing some of that Chain Lightning damage should Grubby go Chain Lightning. Not sure
Work complete.
what scale he went second, but I'm assuming it's Chain Lightning.
Research complete. Research complete. Ready to work.
And stopped at 4 Wind Riders. And Tauren Chieftain third for Grubby. So Grubby unusually going 3 heroes. Usually you see him go just 2.
We're under attack.
So that is what the fortress is for now. And Tauren Chieftain on his way. Forest Troll Warlord camp will go down here. And gonna let the Shadow Hunter get level 3 perhaps. Doubt it. And no, I'm not gonna get level 3. Well, it might be pretty close. And Scourge Bone Chimes built the Giant Strength on the Shadow Hunter as well. And picks up a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability Shade out on the field. Most of the good creeps so far have been destroyed. Well, I guess not most. I wouldn't go that far, but quite a bit of creeps have been taken out. Sabi Mask for the Death Knight. Very, very nice. Always one of my favorite items to get. Borderline infinite mana. And now Grubby in a bit of trouble here. Needs to get away. Pit Lord out for the 3rd hero for Edoboi. And the Rock Golem prize will go to Edoboi. And it's a Potion of Greater Mana. Also a Mantle of Intelligence there on the ground, which the Lich will pick up. Indeed, now +9 damage on the Lich. Tauren Chieftain now out as well. And a lot of the outer creep camps still remain. Tauren Chieftain can still get a little bit of mana here. Shade following Grubby around everywhere he goes.
We're under
And
attack.
now Edoboi will follow Grubby to the creep camp here. And Wind Rider's already ensnared by the trappers. And so not going to be good for Grubby here, so he's going to have to bail out immediately. And again, I think just a somewhat poor choice of Wind Riders. And of course they do help you creep very, very quickly.
Research complete.
But against spiders, never a particularly good idea. Forest Troll Warlord camp will go down. And going to be a Pendant of Mana. And Death Knight picks that up, and now Death Knight with a Pendant of Mana and a Sabi Mask.
We're under attack.
And so 250 additional mana on that Death Knight with a Sabi Mask. That is going to be one insane Death Knight. Ring Protection +2. Good old Ring of Selling. Robe of the Magi +6 on the Tauren Chieftain as well.
Ready to soar, master.
And Farseer just with the, or actually the Shadow Hunter just with the Pendant of Energy, which is 150 mana.
attack! Ready to soar, Master.
Engagement will occur shortly here. Shortly. Like a t-shirt. Force Roll Warlord will go down here. Double Ogre Magi Camp. Pendant of Mana. Again. And Edoboi getting some really delicious items for sure here. Although Grubby not too bad himself.
Work complete.
Although the Scourge Bone Chimes are somewhat unfortunate when he went Wind Riders. And Grubby will soak up at the rest of the camp. Doesn't get the good stuff, but gets the experience. And I want to take a look at the units here. Pendant of Mana and a Pendant of Mana on the Lich as well. So this is just one insane group. 610 mana, 700 mana on the Lich. And now the Rock Golem camp, Creeping Fest. And Tome of Strength, and another Scourge Bone Chimes. And Grubby kind of getting the short end of the stick on items here, although the Robe of the Magi and Belt of Giant Strength, not too bad. And a Watchtower just chilling over in the corner there, waiting for an expansion to come up. And that will alert Grubby that something might be going on there, but I think Edoboi was just going over there to creep for now, so Watchtower going to go down. Somewhat of a waste of a Watchtower, but does slow down his opponent a little bit. And now the hero's going to back out, let the Tauren Chieftain absorb all of the experience from this. Should get him level 3. And Tauren Chieftain not doing too bad with the robe, the belt, and the Ring of Selling. Period of Vitality as well. Will be even more health on this Tauren Chieftain, combined with that Belt of Giant Strength. And a Tome of Strength as well, which is going to go on the Shadow Hunter, interestingly enough, and the Tauren Chieftain going to settle with the Tome. Ogre Magi for Edoboi, and so much creeping, it's almost hard to keep up with Boots of Speed. And the Pit Lord picks that up, Tome of Intelligence for the Lich, or whoever decides to, or if they care to pick that up, and the Lich will yoink that. A few creeps left over at the laboratory.
Work complete.
And an easy finish there for Grubby. A little bit more experience,
Work
and
complete.
all of his heroes almost level 4, except for the Tauren Chieftain, lagging behind a little bit, but he was the 3rd hero. And another Claws of Attack +6 picked up
We're under
by the
attack.
Lich. Now plus 20 damage on that Lich, including that Orb of Corruption. Tome of Strength picked up by the Tauren Chieftain once again. Ring of Regeneration as well. And now almost all the creeps on the map finished off, other than the dragon camps in the corners, and a little Null Brute camp, and all the heroes gonna revel in the glory of the 100 or so experience that they receive from that.
Complete.
And now it is basically down to either getting those dragon camps or just plain attacking each other. Level 4 Shadow Hunter, level 3.5 Tauren Chieftain, and a nearly level 4 Farseer. And pretty much the same, level 3, and a level 4 for Edoboi. And it does look like Grubby is going to be going after these dragon camps. And always interesting to see what drops from the dragon camps, as they are always, and of course, a level 10 can drop the good stuff kids go for, like Sunny D, California Style. I should get endorsed by Sunny Delight. I would like to say that a lot. Just in case anybody from Sunny Delight is watching.
Under attack.
Hey, come on, it could happen. Let's get real. And now Edoboi on the way with a ton of gargoyles. And a peon building a Great Hall, and sentry wards, and a potion of divinity. And Grubby will town portal away. We'll lose the Great Hall as well. And we'll just simply cancel that and lose a peon. Not too bad. Farseer to get level 4 out of that, and Tauren Chieftain nearly level 4. And now a couple Bat Riders out. Well, I see one, and Tauren on the way. And so many gargoyles, and all of them level 3 creature attack. Grubby will have to watch out for that. And yep, a couple Bat Riders on either side here, and one of them's hard to see because of the camera and the height of the terrain there, but at least you get a good close-up of the Bat Rider, and look at all those polygons. Look how many polygons. Good old 2004, 2003? The Frozen Throne came out in 2003. I remember getting it on the first day. Oh my. Checking out the new heroes, of course. You'd have to join a game immediately and try the new heroes. I think the first hero I tried was Crypt Lord. Pretty sure. I somehow remember that somewhat vividly. I suppose if I remembered it very, very vividly, then I would know for sure. Replenishment Potion and a Spiked Collar for Edoboi. So not the greatest drop for him. Spiked Collar, Fellstalker is, meh. So now level 4, and a level 3 Pit Lord. And that camp gave a good chunk of experience to Edoboi.
I laugh in the
And
face
another
of danger.
Goblin Zeppelin picked up. And the next Dragon camp will be crept on out. I think that's a word, crept. I like the something odd tense of creeping. Future tense, maybe? I don't know. I like to ramble. Healing going out on the army, keeping it going. And Shadowhunter taking a lot of damage there from the Red Dragon. Dragon will go down shortly, and will be sentry wards, and can't see the other item, and looks like a stone token, so not the greatest items there. Do enjoy the sentry wards legal map hack, but otherwise the stone token is kind of meh as well. I think I'd rather have the stone token than the Fellstalker, although mana burn is pretty good. I do like that little stun. And hucking a rock is always a good time. Whole mess of gargoyles on the way to Grubby. And I can barely see Grubby on the side of the camera there. And I remember having to use these. I remember playing StarCraft and then transitioning to Warcraft 3. Being able to turn the camera was so cool and zoom in. And I really missed the custom games as well. Just not a lot of people on Battle.net anymore. And kind of hard to find the right custom game. I think my favorite custom game, Footman Frenzy and Line Tower Wars, for sure. And Red Dragon with 2,200 health devours a dire wolf. And Grubby does have a town portal waiting. And a Wand of Illusion, and the game would let me see it. Potion of Divinity. So Staff of Teleportation is dropped. And now 2 Potions of Divinity on Grubby's army. One on the Tauren Chieftain, one on the Farseer. And Unstable Concoction all over the Gargoyles. And they will Stone Form and heal on up. And multiple Tauren are ready to go as well. And more Bat Riders on the way to take care of the Gargoyle army. And really interesting game. Pretty much almost no real engagements other than coming across each other while creeping. And so it's been about 21 minutes into the replay of almost exclusively creeping, which actually I really like. Because I think creeping is one of the funnest parts about Warcraft 3. The RNG of getting items was always fun to me. I've heard some people don't like that so much just because RNG is RNG. And an excellent stop there on the two heroes, stopping them dead in their tracks. Pit Lord is nearly level 4. And just a couple more kills and that Pit Lord is going to get that level 4. And a Tauren goes down. That definitely gets the Pit Lord level 4. Most of the Wind Riders are gone. I think just one left. Tauren still coming out there. One in the base. And one Tauren there taking a lot of damage. Healing Wave keeps it going for now. And Arthur Gargoyles are gone as well. And Pit Lord in trouble here. And, oh, no, that was just a Crypt Lord. Or a Crypt Fiend. Oh, my. Oh, my. Talking. And expansion going for Edoboi in the top corner there. And I think I've seen a Wand of Mana Stealing go off there, which you don't see too often. And Death Knight goes down. Now level 5 on the Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain pops the Potion of Divinity. 25 seconds of opness. And I think it was a little hasty, though. Didn't really need to pop that. Will help in pushing his opponent back to the base, but that's kind of where the undead want to be anyway. And now Frostworm's out for Edoboi. And it looks like Grubby was not expecting that. And now the Tauren taking massive damage here. And -5 armor. I think a total of -4. The natural 1 armor. Or perhaps it was just -1 or 0? Oh my. Either way, the Tauren is taking a lot of damage there. And with the Orb of Corruption, it would just be 0. 0 out the armor, the Tauren. Either way, against all of that damage. And Pit Lord goes down. Just one hero left here. And Grubby expands in the bottom and in the corner by the looks of it. According to the old mini-map, which hasn't lied to me yet. Or maybe it has, and it's just really good at lying. One of the two. And all the Crypt Fiends now down. Just down to the one Frostworm here. And Death Knight is on the way. We'll be out shortly here. Death Coil is coming soon. Hang on, Frostworm, hang on. And Stone Token has been popped. And the Rock Golem is pissed. And fortunately has piercing damage. So doing a decent amount of damage to that Frostworm. But Stone Golem can't take the heat of the undead base. And is gone. One expansion, two expansion, like the Count always says. Goblin Zeppelin now webbed. And Raiders are now out for Grubby here. And Goblin Zeppelin is in a bit of trouble there. And I think a Frost Nova Frost Worm combo has taken out the Shadow Hunter. Another Potion of Divinity goes off on the Tauren Chieftain. And the Squirrel Town Portal will take the Death Knight back on home. And a couple sentry wards up, laid down by Grubby there. We'll see a little bit of area.
Ready to ride.
And peons looked like they were gonna Maynard on over
Ready to work.
to the expansion, but they already have peons, so no need for that. Instead, they will just be harvesting lumber for the rest of their days until something inevitably comes along and kills them all.
Ready to work.
And Shadowhunter has a ways to go before it is revived. And no level 6 heroes just yet. The Lich nearly level 6.
Ready to work.
And we'll see if we see any death and decay. Which is something I don't see very often in my replays, if at all. As the Lich is usually always out second, and the Warcraft 3 replays rarely last long enough to actually get a level 6 hero. And now the Goblin Zeppelin is moving along, and I can't seem to see it. There we go. And it has a couple Shadow Wolves in it, and they will be released at the gold mine. Will get taken out eventually by the Nerubian Tower. I feel at least a couple acolytes are going to lose their lives in this, and they will spread out individually to the acolytes. Acolytes in scared acolyte mode will run away. There is a Goblin Zeppelin here which could be saving them. And the Feral Wolves
Want to see something?
run out of time. And now just Raiders coming out for Grubby here. Just one upgraded armor. And more Shadow Wolves coming on up to the Acolytes. And we'll go after the Crypt Fiends, but we'll get annihilated, insta-gibbed by the Frostworms and Heroes. And what a game indeed, I agree. Always love to see an entire map creeped out. You rarely ever get to see those camps actually get creeped out. As it is sort of a logistical undertaking to even get over there in the first place. I mean, I guess it's just really buying a Goblin Zeppelin, but even still, while being attacked and such, easier said than done. Pushing a divinity on the Pit Lord, or the Shadowhunter rather. Man, I gotta get my names correct here. And the Farseer will get absolutely wrecked. And now the Shadowhunter is in trouble for sure here. And the snares going out on the Frostworms. Horn Chieftain with a Potion of Divinity left, so I think he's just been using regular Potion of Lesser Invulnerabilities, as I only seen him get 2 Potions of Divinity over the time.
May my ancestors watch over me.
The future is ours.
And Farseer has been Tavern revived, and Grubby running for his life. Need that Iron Maiden Run to the Hills song going on here. And an ensnare on the Frostworm will stop some of that cold slowness for now, and a really excellent stun gets the majority of Edoboi's units. And Grubby in a tough spot here. Hard to counter Frostworms as Orc, as Raiders can ensnare them. But then all of this stuff makes that pretty difficult. And the Raiders' fairly low health units for a mid-tier unit, that is, I suppose. And go down pretty easily to the Frostworms that continue attacking even though they're ensnared. Grubby does have a Wind Rider left and a Tauren out in the field. But is sort of perpetually low on resources. And that Shade, pesky, pesky Shade, following him everywhere he goes. And Goblin Zeppelin being loaded up here. And we'll see what he decides to do with these peons, all loading up with peons. And unfortunately, the Shade seeing this, and Edoboi ready to attack there, and some more Shadow Wolves back in the Acolytes will get a couple kills there, and Crit takes out 1 and gets 3. the Goblin Zeppelin will be taken off there with the Farseer as well.
We're under attack.
So it looks like Grubby going to be on the defensive end here. And we'll have to defend against lots of Frostworms and a whole mess of spiders. And Tauren gets auto-gibbed. And Tauren Chieftain is about to face a lot of damage here. Has the Potion of Divinity, which will allow him to get away. And Grubby's base is now subject to total attack. But still chasing this Tauren Chieftain. And it's going to be a long time till that Divine Shield runs off. That's 25 seconds in Warcraft 3. It's quite a while. We'll go away shortly here. And the Tauren Chieftain, don't think he's going to make it. And Shadowhunter will heal him up, but the heal barely makes a dent in the Tauren Chieftain's health. Frost Nova finally finishes him off there. And another Great Hall coming up here, so he's actually dropping them for a Great Hall. I was kind of hoping that he would actually take them all the way around and put them down in the Necropolis base here in the expansion and put some towers up or something, do something fun. But I suppose an expansion is just as fun in some way. Farseer was brought along there to drop a tiny Great Hall. And now with Grubby's base not attacked by Edoboi, he is free to just simply make what he wants. And a ton of Bat Riders on the way.
Oh, yeah.
And the Zeppelin trying to get away from the Frostworms here. And unfortunately he goes down, so that's going to make the Frostworms chase him down. And a Hex on one of the Frostworms turns it into a Seagull. Or what is that critter's name? I can't remember it. Oh, I know what it is, but I can't remember.
Work complete. We're under attack.
And a very long Hex on that Frostworm. And a second Hex comes out. And Bat Riders dispense
We're under attack.
vicious Bat Rider justice on one of those Frostworms, but it took a lot of Bat Riders to do that. And Edoboi at this point could probably just simply make another Frostworm, no problem. And more Bat Riders down here ready to defend the expansion.
Our town is under attack.
And now Freezing Breath on the building stops the defense. And the expansion is now subject to total destruction. No defense at all. And the Bat Riders decide to completely abandon the expansion. Just gonna let it go. Screw it. However, Grubby still has two more in the corners. Still able to make units at a fairly decent pace. And Liquid Fire coming eventually. And they are upgraded
Work complete.
fully for their Arcanite ranged weapons.
Our town is under attack.
And I don't think that unstable, or the Liquid Fire rather, is going to make it. And Death and Decay, yay! And Death and Decay wreaking havoc here on the Fortress and the Altar of Storms, which is going to prevent the Tauren Chieftain from coming out. Frozen Altar of Storms. And now the expansion of Edoboi here under attack. And unfortunately no Liquid Fire to damage the buildings. Bat Riders do siege damage though, so they do a decent amount of damage, but unfortunately a little damage per hit. Certainly less if it were piercing. Peon is very, very pissed. And is he going to hack one of these units? Come on, Peon, I know you want to be brave. Nope, he's not going to be a hero. We don't have a hero here. And Farseer will bail and send himself on out of there. And is there a Goblin Zeppelin, though? Grubby may be locked at the expansion for now. Now the rest of Grubby's base will go down here. And Grubby gonna have a really hard time with the rest of the game. Couple bestiaries now up at the expansion. And going to Stronghold.
Blue troll here.
And another expansion up for Edoboi in the
Our
corner.
town is under attack. Build for burrow.
And a ton of Bat Riders available. Goblin Zeppelin now back in action here. And can drop off the heroes in a place where they can be more so useful. And another expansion here coming up for Grubby, but out in the middle of nowhere. So I don't expect that
Work
to
complete.
really do all that much. Gonna need some burrows here. He is at 53 over 40. And Farseer releases Shadow
Work
Wolves, and we'll go back to the expansion and possibly take out
complete.
some more acolytes, but it looks
Work
like it's
complete.
totally blocked off. I don't think they can get through there at all.
Work complete.
And another expansion coming up for Grubby at the gold mine. And a shameless Twitch advertisement. Maybe I should plug in my own here. Everybody, subscribe to my channel. You're probably already watching it. Hit that subscribe button. Do it. I'll love you. I'll probably love you. I mean, I can't guarantee that. I'll just say probably. It's better. Better than a guarantee. So there, 2 shameless plugs.
Upgrade complete.
And the horde of Bat Riders now moving towards the expansion. Couple spirit towers up, though. And is that liquid fire coming, or has it already been researched? Don't know. No, he
Work
was researching
complete.
it at the bestiary. I don't think it finished. And Pit Lord somehow shoos away the entire army. And now the town portal coming on in here. And spiders take all of the Bat Riders. Bat Riders, unstable concoction all over the Frostworms. And not sure if they're going to be able to make it out of there in time. Going to lose all of the Bat Riders. And we'll lose the heroes. Likely two. Going to have to leave the Shadow Hunter behind. And going to lose the Goblin Zeppelin as well. And Big Bad Voodoo will save the Zeppelin momentarily, but will not last forever. And Farseer gets released, loses the Farseer as well.
Has been slain.
So the town portal was the end of Grubby that game, but a very excellent game. Loved all of the creeping and all of the items. I think Edoboi got the better share of the items. Grubby ended up getting, I think, 2 Scourge Bone Chimes, which not a particularly good drop for what he was building with Wind Riders at the time. And having 2 of them doesn't quite help you very much, but the resources fairly even. Grubby a little bit more, as he had the expansions a little bit longer, I think. Hope you guys enjoyed this replay, and I will see you guys next time.